Good evening and thank you for your company with us on African News 24 television, your premier source for timely updates from across the continent and beyond. I am Praise ADELEKE, bringing you the latest developments in politics, sports, entertainment, and more. The headlines first. Senate convenes emergency plenary over e-transmission of election results protest. Peter Obi joins youth protesting over e-transmission of election results. Civil society organization wants INEC to consider downloadable voter card. And to the main news. We begin at the National Assembly, where the Senate President has called an emergency plenary sitting for tomorrow amid growing public outrage over its decision to exclude a clause mandating real-time electronic transmission of election results from the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. The decision, announced by the Clerk of the Senate, follows mounting pressure from labor unions, civil society groups, and political activists who accuse lawmakers of weakening electoral transparency. The controversy centers on the Senate's rejection of a provision that would have compelled the Independent National Electoral Commission to electronically transmit results from polling units to its viewing portal in real time. The Nigeria Labour Congress has warned of nationwide protests and possible election boycotts if the Senate fails to clearly reinstate its provision, while a coalition of activists under the banner Movement for Credible Elections has scheduled a mass protest tagged Occupy NAS in Abuja. Meanwhile, a joint conference committee of the Senate and House of Representatives is expected to meet this week to harmonize differences in the bill aimed amid sustained pressure for clearer electoral safeguards. And talking of protests, the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party, Peter Obi, has joined the Occupy National Assembly protest in Abuja, calling for the full implementation of electronic transmission of election results in Nigeria. Obi joined the protesters at the National Assembly complex, where demonstrators gathered to demand electoral reforms aimed at improving transparency and credibility in the country's voting process. Addressing the crowd, the former Anambra State governor stressed that real-time electronic transmission of results would help curb manipulation and restore public confidence in elections. He said credible elections remain central to Nigeria's democracy, adding that citizens have the right to demand a system that reflects the true will of the people. The protest, organized by civil society groups and concerned citizens, also called on lawmakers to prioritize amendments that would strengthen the Independent National Electoral Commission. Meanwhile, it's not only in Abuja that interest groups are talking about the electoral system. Some others are meeting in Lagos, where civil society groups and political stakeholders are calling on the Independent National Electoral Commission to release the timetable for the 2027 general election. And the group says an early schedule will improve transparency, planning, and public confidence in the electoral system. We bring you more on this report.
Over the years, there have been growing concerns about the difficulties voters face during elections, including long queues to cast the ballot, stress in finding names on voter register, violence and intimidation by thugs, and cases of vote manipulation. Some have blamed these challenges for the usual low turnout of voters in every election circle. It is in addressing some of these challenges that some protesters are occupying the National Assembly in Abuja to demand clarity in the real-time electronic transmission of results during election as the National Assembly amends the 2022 Electoral Act. While in Lagos, civil society organizations in this room are joining the call for transparency. They frown at the differences between the Senate and the House of Representatives version of the amendment bill, which they express worry can affect the credibility of the 2027 general elections.
The Senate also removed the proposed 10-year ban for offenses related to the buying and selling of permanent voters' cards, PVC. The divergence between the Senate and the House of Representatives on these amendments has profound implications for the integrity of the 2027 general elections. Electoral reform is not merely a procedural exercise. It is foundational to the credibility, transparency, and predictability of democratic transitions.
These watchdogs make propositions for downloadable voter card and other legislation to discourage vote buying and selling. This civil society advocates commitment to electoral reform and democratic accountability, asking the Independent National Electoral Commission to release the 2027 election timetable using the current Electoral Act.
Regarding electoral timelines, we strongly recommend retaining current provisions, that is, 360 days notice of elections, 180 days of submission of candidates lists, and 150 days for publication of nominations by the Independent National Electoral Commission. Compressing these timelines increases logistical risk, constrains ballot paper production and distribution, and heightens the chances of operational failures.
Conversations around the amendment of the Electoral Act appears to not go away anytime soon. The expectations in many quarters is that this debate strengthens electoral practice in Nigeria.
In other news, Nigerian youth have been urged to take advantage of available empowerment and funding opportunities to drive personal growth and national development. The call was made at a citizens' empowerment engagement held in Abuja, bringing together policymakers, youth leaders, and key stakeholders. We have more in this next report.
Stakeholders at a citizens' empowerment program in Abuja have called on Nigerian youth to actively leverage existing opportunities aimed at improving skills, access to funding, and economic inclusion. The event, organized to promote youth participation in national development, featured discussions on access to finance, capacity building, and government-backed intervention programs designed to support young Nigerians. Speaking at the event, a member of the organizing team, Musbaudin Babatunde, said the initiative was created to bridge the information gap between youth and empowerment opportunities available to them.
The government has been doing a lot, whereas the people, the masses, the people whom the government is trying to do these things for are in a dark spot. They don't know about these things that the government has been doing. You understand? So now this event is, the main goal of this event is to bridge the gap between those that are the government and the general public, to bridge the gap between the policymakers and those we are making the policies for.
Representing the managing director of the Nigerian Education Loan Fund, Dr. Zeno Humboma, highlighted the role of education financing in empowering young people and expanding access to higher education.
We have situations where the government has put in place programs that will benefit the citizens, but the citizens in many instances are not aware that these initiatives even exist at all.
He noted that the fund is committed to ensuring that no willing student is denied access to education due to financial constraints. Also speaking, Adeola Ademokoya, representing the curator of the People's Roundtable, stressed the importance of dialogue and collaboration in shaping youth-focused policies.
But at the end of the day, what matters here is representation, collaboration, addressing the concerns, no longer playing the victim game because you've not checked that this information is out there. Participants
at the event welcomed the initiative, describing it as timely and impactful. particularly amid rising economic challenges facing young Nigerians.
If I didn't come here today for this event, I wouldn't have heard of it. So I think the awareness of these little initiatives that are provided by the government are not so much in the people's face or in the citizens' face for them to see and participate. So I'll say that's the glitch in between. Yeah.
Stakeholders concluded by calling for sustained engagement, transparency, and expanded outreach to ensure more youths benefit from empowerment initiatives across the country.
In a related development, the All Progressives Congress in Kano State has launched an empowerment initiative targeted at vulnerable groups with special focus on persons living with disabilities. The program is aimed at reducing poverty, promoting inclusion, and improving the economic well-being of beneficiaries across the state. Our next report tells more.
In Kano State has rolled out an empowerment program designed to support vulnerable groups and members of the disability community as part of efforts to tackle poverty and promote social inclusion. The initiative, which took place in Kano, featured the distribution of financial assistance, empowerment tools, and other support materials to beneficiaries, with hopes that they will assist beneficiaries to engage in small-scale businesses and other productive ventures. Speaking at the event, the Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory, Maria Bunkure, said the program aligns with the party's commitment to inclusive governance and economic empowerment.
An occasion that reflects our shared values of compassion, unity, and inclusive development. This gathering is not only about empowerment, it is about healing, reassurance, and strengthening the bond that unite us as one political party and one people. To our women, you are not just the backbone of our homes. You are the backbone of our politics. Your unwavering support, courage, and readiness to work for the party inspire confidence and hope. When women stand strong, communities prosper. To our youth, the energy, creativity, and determination you bring to APC are invaluable. This party really recognizes you, believes in you, and is committed to creating opportunity.
Stakeholders have called for continuity and expansion of similar initiatives, emphasizing that sustained empowerment programs are key to improving living standards and fostering economic independence in Kano State.
Insecurity. Residents of Okporoja, Idima in Ebonyi State are asking government to intervene in the land disputes that's causing loss of life and property in their community. Some community heads were speaking in the aftermath of...
Even killed 5 and beheaded them lifelessly here.
This situation is what community leaders found worrying.
That every time they used to say that we are living in their midst, they are fighting one way or the other to make sure we are out of this place.
They have an agenda of displacing this place entirely, not even a boundary is the issue. They claim that they are owner of this place, which our forefathers has been here before us presently now. So what they are insinuating is that we should pack us from this place, and this place belongs to them.
Community leaders list efforts at preventing this wanton destruction, including a memorandum of understanding signed in April 2025 for boundaries demarcation.
In no account should somebody attack a church, and this is the second time they're attacking this church. They break down the thing, they burnt, there are 2003, they burnt it down as well. By His grace, we repaired it, and they repeated it again. I can't tell why they're attacking church.
Nowhere to go out, though. Nowhere to go out, nowhere to even buy something, to even feed is difficult. To get water, you hardly get water. All these children, these little children, if they keep us keeping us hostage, how will we train our children? How will we take care of them? Everybody, so if you see how you run out, you run out. You hardly go out.
But the government action is too much because the children are no more going to school. Even the children that are going to school, the army people offload them. Any person, they are leaders of tomorrow. If they don't go to school, even to get Gary for drink, it's a problem to us. Because other places we have seen all this coffin, 6 to 6. 6 you go on bed, 6 you go your work, but this one is 10 to 2. We're working hour. How do you get our food?
So far, even local call for government intervention to prevent a recurrence.
We will go on a quick break now. When we return, we will tell you what Oando is saying on how to boost Africa's upstream oil sector. And that's on Business News. Please stay with us. Welcome to Business. Oando PLC has called for more flexible and long-term capital to boost growth in Africa's upstream oil sector. The company made the appeal at the Nigeria International Energy Summit in Abuja. Speaking at the summit, Dr. Alex Irone, Managing Director of Oando Energy Resources, said the industry needs a rethink of traditional financing to secure sustainable investment. He stressed that access to the right capital is essential for meeting production goals. Alongside him, Mr. Akimbabo Obe, General Manager Commercial, highlighted the importance of disciplined financing and risk management in attracting investors to the sector. He said strong governance and scale will help unlock competitive capital. Oando officials added that Africa's upstream resurgence requires collaboration, clearer policy, and improved investor confidence to sustain growth and funding in the future. And on the foreign scene, Hong Kong media tycoon and British citizen Jimmy Lai has been sentenced to 20 years in prison by a local court. Lai, known for his pro-democracy stance, was convicted on charges including fraud and illegal activities under Hong Kong's national security law. The court described Lai's action as serious offenses that undermined the stability of Hong Kong. His arrest and trial have drawn widespread international attention, raising concerns about press freedom and the treatment in the city. Human rights organizations and foreign governments have condemned the sentence, calling for fair treatment and respect for freedom of expression. Straight up to the Middle East, where Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is set to meet United States President Donald Trump in Washington to discuss Iran and security issues in the Middle East. Netanyahu says the talks will focus mainly on Iran's nuclear program and what Israel described as Tehran's destabilizing activities in the region. The Israeli leader insists that any negotiation with Iran must go beyond nuclear matters to include its ballistic missile development and support for militant groups. He says Israel remains committed to preventing Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons, describing it as a major threat to global stability. Welcome to sport. The National Football League, Seattle Seahawks, has defeated the New England Patriots 29-13 to win Super Bowl 60 at Levi Stadium in Santa Clara, securing their second Super Bowl title. Running back Kenneth Walker III was named Most Valuable Player, rushing for 135 yards on 27 carries as Seattle dominated on both sides of the ball. The Seahawks' defense proved decisive, forcing 3 turnovers and sealing the victory with a fourth-quarter interception return touchdown by Uchenna Nwosu. Meanwhile, kicker Jason Myers Myers also made history, setting a Super Bowl record with 5 successful field goals as Seattle denied New England a record-extending 7th championship. And now in entertainment, Nollywood actress and film producer Iyabo Ojo has paid tribute to the late mother of a colleague, Funke Akindele, recounting how she once cared for and protected her children during a critical period in 2004. Ojo shared the account while reacting to Akindele's Instagram post, marking 3 years since her mother's passing, where the actress described her late mother as a selfless woman whose discipline and teachings shaped her life and career. According to Ojo, Funke Akindele's mother, a medical doctor, played a crucial role in saving her children, Festus and Priscilla, during a frightening health situation that could have ended tragically. Ojo also highlighted the woman's spiritual depths, noting that she remained prayerful and supportive even during periods when she and Akindele were not in good terms. Describing her as compassionate and dedicated, Ojo said the woman left a lasting impression on everyone she encountered and truly lived a life of service. Meanwhile, actress and filmmaker Omotola Jalade has opened up about how the EndSARS protest changed her approach to activism. She was speaking during a media interaction where she revealed that death threats against her children during the protest made her realize the risks were no longer just personal. According to the actress, the experience prompted her to rethink her safety and that of her children, leading to her to shift from street protest to more targeted advocacy. Omotola emphasized that her main concern now is protecting her children rather than her own safety. And that'll be all for now. Thank you for joining us. You can as well follow us for more updates on these stories and others on our website at africanews24.ng. You can also follow us on all our social media platforms to stay informed and ahead. I am Praise Adeleke. Good evening.